All praise to God, man. First of all, he said, baby boy, it's your time. It is your time, sir. You got to get out here and do what you need to do and stop being shy and stop being afraid of being seen. And you've been protected for a long time and you've been kept in exclusivity for a long time, and you've been isolated yourself, and you've been put in isolation, you've been separated, you've been set apart, but now it is time to come out into the world, man, and because the lights is on you. Shout out the lights. The light is in you. Shout out the light. And you are the gift. And so the way you show up in the world now not only needs to be just in your immediate area, but it's time to go from just where you're at to being world known through the power of God, man. I first of all, anyone who's ever known me probably knows my name. It's Aaron. It starts with this bow on my face, right? And I'll start there. Now, me, myself, I go by the gift because, that's what he gave me as a name when he gave me this bow. Now, the 22nd, I got out with my boy Bags. Shout out my boy Bags. That's my guy. I'm sorry. My geyser. He's a special human for sure. I realize that everybody in my life is truly, truly special, and I think they feel the same exact way, to most of them, right? We go hang out. We go to a public house, and I remember it too. I remember that night, and we had the good wings and everything, man. But I was on a new wave, so I had like a glass of wine. I do enjoy a glass of wine. He said, "Hey, you got this, like, I don't know, like you don't be on the net, like you're so infectious, like your energy, what happened to your funnies? You quit wasting your time. What happened to being consistent? Like, you gotta be consistent online." I'm like, man, Bags, I be recording mad content, but I don't be putting it out. But you right. And I wasn't listening to God tell me these things, so he had to tell me through special humans that I put a lot of confided trust in. And I put my best, I knew they had my best interests at heart, and he was one of those people, and I knew he was right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know. A lot of times I just want to be like, I know, right? I need to be rapping every day, young. I need to be doing this every day. I need to be doing this every day, but the new state of mind that I was moving in, I'm just like, well, I don't even want to do any of those things anymore. I don't even want to be funny like that anymore if it's not leading to God. And I was really on a precipice of like, I just want to just do for God. I just want to just please him. I done messed up so bad that now I owe my life, because I should be dead. I probably should be dead. It would have still made a big impact as it does now, because so many people probably would have came to my funeral like, he was a good dude, man. And, you know what I'm saying? And we should really get, you know what I'm saying? But God had greater purpose for me, because he wasn't done with me yet. Thank God. That night, we go back to his crib. And we was going to record when we got back to the crib. It's like 2-3 in the morning. And we get back to the crib, to his crib, and his daughter is up waiting for him. Shout out little Juju. That's my little niece, man. She's 6 now. And, at the time she was 5. I've known her all her life, from the womb to you know what I'm saying? That's my niece for sure. And she's playing with, this is Christmas weekend. This is the 22nd. And she's playing with gift bows, and I don't know what she's doing, but she's waiting on her dad to return home. And she loved me too. She's like, oh, Aaron, And she puts a bow on my face. Big bow. Big green bow. I remember. It was a big green bow. I'm going to post a picture and stuff. Big green bow. She puts it on the same spot of my face. And I said, why you do that? And she said, Because you're my present. You're a gift.
She said it like that. She said it just like that. And I weep, man. I began to cry. I had to look away, and because it hit me so deeply. Because I knew that out of the mouth of babes that God speaks. Again, he was speaking to me through various ways that I could understand. And it would just be plain, not the way he speaks to me now a lot of times where I can understand him in spirit, but because I know him now truly. But then he had to make it very plain and obvious. This resonated so heavy because of how I felt about Christmas and the holidays, and how I knew that my presence was always more valuable than any present that I could not afford or what have you. It wasn't about the money. And shout out Deion Sanders. I am wearing a Deion Sanders throwback right now. Shout out my boy Tim Pippin. He gave me this joint back in the day because I ain't have a shirt or something. I spilled something on my shirt, so we would always go to their house after him and Felicia's house after school and stuff. And I think I just needed something to smoke in so I could go home and not smell like smoke, and let my mom know that I was actually somewhere where I shouldn't be. And I kept the joke, and I always meant to like bring it back to him or give it back to him. But I realized that the gift in it is the fact that Deion Sanders, fast forward, right? That morning on the 22nd, had made a post, very interesting post. It's still up on his page, the 22nd of December. I'll post that too, a screenshot of it. It said, "You've got your list prepared for everything that you're going to get, people, but what about if you were to give? What if you were the gift? What if when you came around, when you were present, people were merry and joyous? When you opened up to people, they became joy. They felt like you gave them something, or it just was different. What if you were the gift? Be the gift." I accepted that. I resonated with that so fully. I saved it down. I was like, wow, yeah, I'm gonna be the gift. That's what I am. When I come around, like, I leave a stain. Like the type of person I am, I give. I love giving, especially myself and my time. I do. I don't like wasting it. I don't like it being wasted or taken advantage of, or my heart. But I will give continuously. That's just the type of person I am. Rarely have money. I got some weed though. I smoke with you. You know what I'm saying? I sit with you. I'll talk with you. Yes, that's me. That's me. I even always try to instill that in my son. Just like, time. But eventually it just got to a money thing, and I just was shunned away from being able to give my time. That's a whole nother story. But just, I always tried to instill that, because that was what was instilled in me, even just in myself, because I can't give something I can't afford, but I can afford to give you this time that I can't get back. That's worth more to me. And so people feel that, I think, about me, I would like to say, if they were to recall. And accepting that on that morning, and her saying that evening, this would be 22nd, 23rd now, 20th, early morning. I had to cry, because it was like, I wanted a face tattoo. I wanted a face tattoo of something. And I think I was going to get like a little A from like one of the cards, a deck of cards or something like that. But God said, don't mess up your face. Like, no. And really, I was just being indecisive on what to get in. I heard it hurts too, so I just shunned away from getting it. But God said, I have something for you. I'm like, what do you have for me? An idea? Give me an idea. And I waited and I never got it. I never got the face tattoo, but I was adamant on getting it. I wanted one, man. And I only got a few tattoos, but I wanted one. I wanted to stand out. I wanted something special. And when this bow was placed on my face and I took this picture, man, I looked at kind of ugly. I'm not, my mom would think I'm beautiful, but I looked at kind of, But it was something about the whole aspect of it. It was something about God did say he had something for me. I'm not tripping. I can hear God. Wow. How did Deion Sanders why did she say this? Wow. Once she went to bed and Bags finally went out there and I'm sitting with myself, I'm just like, oh my gosh. I am the gift. I'm the gift. And so I told Bags, I need all them bows. I need a bunch of green bows. I like the green. I need a bunch of them though. I'm gonna start wearing them on my face. And he didn't think it was weird. It probably wasn't something that he would just raise his hand to do. But I don't think anybody would. I don't even really think that I really really wanted to, for real, because it just was like, this big bow, like what the, but I went with it. It's for God. I started really reading the word, and I think I came across this one joint that it was talking about, if I am in my right mind, it is for you. If I'm out of my right mind, it is for God. It looked crazy, it looked whatever, but for God, I will do it. But when he put that on me, it was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna just rock this junk, and I'm gonna do it for you, Lord. And if anybody make fun of me, they persecute Jesus, they persecute me, they persecute us all. I'm with y'all, you know? Because if I can do X, Y, Z for the other side, for the darkness side, for everybody else's approval, then I can do something that's for nobody's approval but yours. And I know you're gonna be pleased with it. It looked crazy, God. That big bow looked crazy, but I'll be crazy for you, Lord, because I love you. And I don't know why you're giving me this, but I am the gift. And if people do ask about it, I'm going to tell them the story, just how it went, and plant that seed, and hopefully that they would be saved as well. And hopefully that they would, at least, accept that seed and allow it to be watered. And so that would be my reason for wearing it too, because I knew that I was called to be, a good news spreader as well, but I didn't really know how to spread the good news or just talk to just anybody. Hey, repent. And I didn't want to be like that or nothing like that. I wanted to be cool. I wanted to be my own. I wanted to have my own thing. He knew that. He knew that about me. He knew I wanted it to be special. If I was going to rap about God, like, I ain't wanted to be like throwing the Bible in people's face. I wanted to sound like you listening to Jigga. I wanted to sound like you listening to Cole. I wanted to sound like you listening to Drake. But you get that word, and like, he knew that about me. That's my father. So, I had to get to know him though. I had to cross these Jordans. I had to sit in this period of time as the gift. And every day, put that mark on. That mark became ridiculous because it was so big. It was the first thing that people would notice about me, which took the spotlight off of me. And in giving myself away and giving myself fully to the Lord and killing off the old me, it allowed me to resonate with something. And then I fully realized, like, you know what? God set me apart from the entire world, for real. 8 billion people in the world, 32 billion, whatever, however many billions, trillions, zillions of people in the world, I'm the only one at this point that rocks a bow on their face, a gift bow on their face. And if they do, I don't know why they do it. It definitely can't be the same reason that I. Now, moving forward and doing this, I believe that this will inspire a world of people that will want to rock these little bows on their face off the same belief and the same acceptance of the gift and being a gift to others and resonating with it. They come in little colors and all that. And you know what I'm saying? I really had fun with, being able to, match it to my style and everything as time went on. But I ain't find these little bows until after like 2 weeks 3 weeks of wearing the big bow. He wanted to see was I really going to do it. That's what I want to do. I want to bring you the glory. For real. I want to make the music about you. I want to change the company up to be about you. I want to change my whole life to where when people see me, feel me, experience me, they see and feel and experience and accept you and get you. That's it. That's all I'm living for. That's all I wanted to do. And it start with this bow. If I gotta rock this bow on my face because you put it on my face, I did not choose to put this on my face. I would not choose to put this big bow on my face. But for you, Lord, I understand how you did this. I'm not tripping. I'm not crazy. It sounds crazy until you hear the story. It's gonna make you feel a certain type of ways. It's gonna make you feel compassionate, empathy, or it's gonna make you feel, what? Isn't it crazy? I got both. I got stares. I got weird looks. You can't wear that here. I got made fun of. What is it? Is it your birthday? I got all of that. I ate it. I kept eating it. Kept telling the story. I started feeling even more confident and good about it. Like, this ain't my doing. This is the Lord's doing. He must feel a certain type of special way about your boy. If I'm the only one that he gave a mark on a face to represent him. Must be. That's how I felt about it. And I wore that big bow. And I didn't understand it then, but I understand it even more in depth now. When I found the little bows, God led me to find the little bows. Then I'm like, oh yeah, now I feel like Nelly. Now I feel like Nelly with the little Band-Aid on his cheek. Speaking of, I remember somebody got a picture of me where I had the Band-Aid on my cheek because, shout out my mom and all my cousins and them in St. Louis. We would go to St. Louis all the time. So Nelly was truly somebody that I resonated with when I was younger. I wanted to be Nelly. I wanted to be Nelly. I started twisting my R's. I started wearing Air Force Ones real heavy. I started wearing my 10s with shorts. And I started wearing a little Band-Aid on my face sometimes when I wanted to because I felt like I'm from St. Louis. My cousin them know Nelly. I won't be Nelly. But I won't Nelly. But that was representation. And what I know now to be is the same thing. This is just representation. I have the gift in my heart, whether I take this bow off or not. But to the obvious eye that walk by their sight and don't walk by faith yet, they see it and they have to inquire, or they have to see and say, so that it plants that seed, or waters the seed that's been planted already, or fully turns them over to being a gift themselves and receiving the gift of grace and the Spirit and the gift that is Christ and the gift of eternal life, which continues to give and give without ending. You understand? I'm God's gift. Because what these bows allowed me to become was aware that God can still see me, even if I took these bows off. When I was in the midst of sin, while I was on my journey, I would take the bows off. If I was doing something that didn't please God, I just felt like it was a respect thing because these bows held me accountable. I ain't want somebody to see me in those lights or that darkness with the bow on. And then when I get right and finally cleaned up, they say, hey, nah, he was doing that, this, that, and the third, because the one thing that they're going to recognize if they don't recognize my face is the bow. That was standing out then. I got a very familiar face, very familiar energy, but the bow, you're the only one in the world who wears that bow. It had to be you. I was taking it off, hiding. So I said, you know what? I can't do that no more. Because when the lights come on, if I'm doing that and God see me, how he see me, I could have the bows on or I could not have the bows on. He gonna see me how he see me. Am I not respecting myself and I'm not respecting him enough to say, if I can't do it with the bow on, then I can't do it. And I won't do it. Because it started becoming from my mind being with God to my heart being my flesh, to my desires being his, to my alignment being his. So bow on or bow off, if I can't do it with God watching, if I know God ain't going to approve, how I know that he sees me after the purpose that he's called me to fulfill, I can't do it. I ain't gonna do it. I've done things, but I can no longer resonate. I can no longer, because he sees me. I'm way too high. I'm high priest level, and I have to accept that, and I have to walk in that, and that's why I am
as like I am.